And welcome to another exciting episode of the Dreaded Archer podcast. I'm your host, Trey, and today we have a real cool, exciting guest. Somebody that I've been talking back and forth with, talking about gear, talking about hunting. I mean, you name it, we've been talking about it. We have Miss Sharenda Birts. How you doing today, Sharenda?
I'm doing pretty good. How about yourself? Excited to be on here and finally chat with you video face to face.
I know, right? I'm doing good. It's a little chilly here in South Dakota, but I just before I got on the call with you, this podcast with you, I just got a brand new ice tub, so I got that all set up and filled up with water and ice, so I'm ready to start taking my polar plunge.
Yeah, I'm gonna let you have that one. That's something that's gonna be a hard no for me for outdoor activities. Yeah, no.
You gotta try it after a good workout
Mm,
or like after a
mm-mm.
long hunt. You come home and you just jump in the ice tub and just boom, relax. 3 minutes and you're good.
Yeah. Okay. So, I mean, normally they tell you you're not supposed to ask women this, but I'm gonna ask you this: how old are you?
I am 34.
Okay. I just turned 46 Sunday. That cold hits them bones different once you start getting on the south end of 40. So yeah, I'll stick to my soaks in warm Epsom salts.
Right? You might get in and not get out.
Yeah, yeah, you can keep that polar plunge.
Oh yeah. Oh, so Serena, before we get started, let the people know who you are and what you do.
Okay, my name is Sharenda Birts, and I am gosh, I'm starting to hate this term. I am a late onsetting outdoors
Hey,
woman
you gotta
hunter.
embrace it.
Gotta embrace it. I like to just refer to it as just learning on the curve. I'm one of the founding members of our Midwest organization called WildHERness.org, and I was about to say my title was secretary, but that was changed. They recently voted me, which will be effective January 1st, to vice president. So
Upgrade. Woo woo.
upgrade. I just it's actually, I don't know, it's kind of weird. I got to get used to that. I was actually surprised. My main goal within the organization is to reach out to older women, of course, and a lot of, I like to call them city gals. In our area, a lot of the experiences that I hear about, they're women that still want to be in the outdoors, but I constantly hear, oh, I'm too old, or I don't have time, or I don't know where to start. And I remember being in that same position. So, one of my goals when I started learning how to just even handle a firearm was, as I worked with people, different companies, organizations, I took notes. And I didn't necessarily give referrals, but if I checked in someplace, I would literally have like women I didn't know on Instagram or Facebook saying, "Hey, I know this is weird, but I saw you checked into this place. What was your opinion about them?" And I'd give them my honest opinion. So, Wilderness gives me a platform where not only can I go out into my community and attract other, it doesn't matter if you're a minority, if you're over a certain age bracket, teenager, youth, even men. I actually have men that reach out to us and ask us, can we introduce them to outdoor activities? Just come on. There's no judgment. We actually encourage you to try activities within our organization because we try to keep things free or low cost. Just for example, this past weekend, we had a women's deer camp.
Ooh.
This was intermediate, so you still got educational information. Talk to the warden, went over rules and regulations, purchasing your license and tags, and tightening your scope, and just making sure that you were comfortable and knew what firearm or archery tool you were going to use to harvest. But it was just an opportunity where you could spend $350, which was all inclusive, and included all your meals, the Airbnb, to decide if this is something that you like, or you go and spend 1750 to $3,500 with an outfitter and decide this is not for me.
Oh wow. So what made you like you said you were a co-founder of the WildHERness?
Yes.
So like, how did you guys get that started? Like what sparked the birth of that organization?
So for me, when Missouri decided it wanted to go ahead and be an open carry state, I originally started off. I didn't like firearms. I didn't care about them. I didn't think they were, for teach his own. I didn't care if you had them, but in my mind, I was thinking, great. Now every willy nilly dilly is gonna be walking around open carrying. If somebody drops it or leaves it behind, or if I pick it up, I at least need to know how to make it safe. So that's just kind of where my journey started. And as I progressed, I had a period where I have scoliosis and also had cancer. So I couldn't walk and I had issues with my cancer treatment. And it was, when the day that I could walk without assistance or braces and I wasn't fatigued from my radiation treatments or whatever was going on, I was like, now I don't know how to do these things. And I developed food allergies as an adult. It's like, I wonder if it would be more beneficial to learn how to hunt. So that's where the next irritation for me started. I didn't know where to start. I didn't know about the conservations. It took a friendly gentleman in Walmart to just ask me one day, hey, can I ask you a question? And he worked there, and I was like, great. What is this guy about to ask me? And he's like, are you in here shopping for you, your dad, your guy, your husband, brother, what? And I was like, well, me, and I'm not shopping. I'm just walking down the aisle's window. We chatted. And he was the one that told me to look into the conservation. And it was the funniest thing ever because as I would go in and shop, he was like, so what are your targets looking like? So I'd show him pictures and he goes, that's great. Um, but nobody is going to stand there and let you defend yourself. And the only thing you can legally shoot at that moves and practice on a regular basis is clay targets. And then he did the, and so he made me pull up my phone and he showed me where to go and look for events that were free, where the conservation would give trap shooting classes. And so I went and I sucked at it. Oh my God, was I horrible at it? I was so horrible. So I was just like, oh no, I'm gonna hit one bird within like the next year. And then finally one day it clicked and I just started obliterating birds. And I went from trap. I never really got successful at skeet because I just something about that left eye and sporting clay. And I was talking to a group of ladies and I was like, I want to know how to hunt, but I'm not sure how to do it. And they brought me this flyer and told me to go try out pheasant hunting. And I'm like, I didn't know if I could walk it. So I went and I was the only black woman there. And I remember there was one lady, her and her husband were there, and she had on these chaps. And I was like, hey, can I take a picture of those chaps? And, we chatted and I chatted with her husband and I walked and it was invigorating and landed my first bird. And it just kind of skyrocketed from there. And so here it is, several pheasant hunts later. I meet these other ladies and we were at another pheasant hunt. Then we signed up for a duck hunt and I saw the same ladies there. So, at this point, we're like, all right, we're showing up in the same places. Maybe we need to be friends.
Right.
And we started hunting together. And then as we would talk, after a hunt over coffee, because if there's me, there's coffee
Always.
always at the truck in my purse. It doesn't matter. And there were a lot of we each had different issues with coming into the outdoors and each coming from different backgrounds. We had the classic, I only went hunting with my dad on Thanksgiving, or um my dad said only rich people duck hunting, and now she's a duck addict because she realized that was a misnomer. And then I have our other founder. Someone just invited her, and she just really took to it and excelled. And so, we just decided, well, maybe we need to figure out how we can. Instead of always wondering where to get started, we need to bring these opportunities to
Right.
other people, especially if you're in an urban area. And I'm using the word urban loosely. Urban does not mean minority. Urban is, for me, anybody that lives inside of an area where you can't practice in your backyard with your bow.
Yeah, like a little like city.
Yeah, city. So it just kind of grew from there. And as we grew, we started getting a lot of support from various organizations. One of our big supporters was Pheasants and Quails Forever. We partner with them and do an annual women's weekend where it's educational for outdoor activities from anything as far as I'm surprised at some of the things people like, but learning how to weave baskets from going out foraging grass to this year we introduced saddle hunting and you didn't not the hunting per se, but the saddle and stained glass of nature objects. It's everybody's definition of outdoor activities. I'm learning is different,
Mm-mm.
and our circle is just growing. And we also chant a lot to. We don't want to just tell you, hey, here's our classes. We encourage everyone, let us know what you need. So we don't know what you need if you don't speak up. And, the women that attend our events, they're starting to understand it. So we're getting a lot of women to speak up and ask for classes. And I think what is also delightful is that there are a lot of women that are coming out of their shell and offering to mentor and volunteering. And as you get to know these women, you realize they have a skill that they don't look at as a skill. And it's like, I didn't know you know how to do that. You should totally show us how to do that. And if they're like, oh, I'm not good at teaching, okay, well, just teach me. And then,
Right.
okay, well, let's just teach two more people. And then next thing you know, that confidence is there. So not only are we providing opportunities, but we're also creating a network here, and we've grown out into other states, and it's all volunteer. This is not a job. It's a job, but it's a self-satisfying job.
Right.
There is no payments coming to me or anyone else in the organization. But it's we're probably I think we're gosh, COVID throws me off. I think we're 4 years old now.
I was just
And
about to ask too.
yeah, we're 4 years old. We started oh no, we started during COVID. That's when we launched. And our camps, they're just you don't just show up. We put a firearm or a bow in your hand and we take you out into a blind. No, you have to learn about the habitat. You have to learn about the species. We have a biologist coming in. We have the warden coming in. You get to ask all the what if scenarios, judgment free. And then in the end, we show you how to field dress, quarter it up, process it if you want to, field the table. I mean, it's a whole scenario. And then afterwards, you got seven more women that you didn't know at first that you can connect with. So we even see random group chats come up. Hey, anybody want to go scouting? And it's it puts a smile on my face every time I think about it daily.
I mean, it sounds interesting, and I think it's pretty cool how you guys, how you started it, but you're just not like throwing people into the fire, like you said, it's not here's a firearm, let's go sit in the stand and you hunt. You're learning. You guys are teaching people from the ground level, building a solid foundation, and then going from and building up from there. And I mean, I
Yeah.
think that's pretty cool. And like, and do you,
Thanks.
and do you guys have like how many people do you normally get like not normally get, but I guess how many people are coming to you guys? Like, is it the word of mouth spreading around, or you guys just constantly have? Do you have like a open registration where people can come in, or is it always open?
It's always open. So we post stuff regularly out on our website, social media, word of mouth, or people just inviting a friend. We also have just random women that we've never had any association with just ask us, hey, can we partner with you guys, or do you guys have any opportunity to do this type of class? Just also Saturday we had like a bug taxidermy class that sold out. I was pretty shocked about that.
I'd have went for that.
That sold out. We have to schedule a second one because it was very popular. I don't know who asked for that, but just because we're becoming known that, yeah, no, if you can actually talk to them and we listen to people's opinion and value their honest opinion, regardless if it's something that's perceived as negative. We need to know your negative so we can make it a positive. We're still learning and growing too. So yeah,
It, it sounds like you guys, you take the intimidation factor out of getting into the outdoors. Because when I talk to like a lot of guys, like my age, or even like women like my age, they say like, I want to get into it, but like you mentioned earlier, it's so they don't know where to start, and
yeah,
so then they get intimidated and it overwhelmed, and then they end up not getting involved. And you guys are like, hey, come on, we're gonna hold your hand, we're gonna walk you through, and we're gonna go,
we do.
put some stuff down together.
We do. I mean, we even if it's something as simple as, hey, I want to go hunt, but I don't want to go sit out in this blind by myself in this area. Would you just come be my blind buddy? Load an audio book, give me some snacks. I'll go sit out in a chair and do absolutely nothing but take my best nap ever. But because all you want is just a familiar face and a presence so that you're not, uncomfortable or scared while you're out there, we'll offer that. And that's not something that's an event. That's something you can call me, text me, or DM me, and we got a whole squad that's just there to help.
Man, that's cool. So, do you guys also help people get their like concealed license, like help them study, or do you guys like do classes like that as well?
No, but we have a network of women in our area that we definitely refer women to that we trust and we know. It may be something we'll look into the future, but we all work and have lives, and so none of us have the time to invest in being trained up and doing that ourselves. I do have instructor certification for shotgun and handguns. I don't give personal instructions, but when we have events, I use it as a tool to volunteer and help women. Or if it's something simple, where if there's a friend of a friend, hey, can you take my significant other out shopping for a firearm, then okay, but once you get it, we're going to the firearms. We can go over the range, so we can go over some basic safety things and get you started. But here's who you need to go to work on your marksmanship.
Oh, that's pretty neat. So, I know. So you guys are into the business of recruiting and getting people into the outdoors. Now, I don't know if you're aware of this, but there's a sliver, a little segment of the outdoor community that feels that we shouldn't be recruiting and bringing more people in. How do you feel about that?
Well, let's look at it from my perspective. I was one of those people that was recruited. I come from a family where I am the only outdoors person in my family that hunts. All the old timers and long timers that have been doing this for years, they're dying.
Right.
There are trades and skills that will be lost. So if we're not recruiting and we're not reintroducing people back into the outdoors, where's the outdoors going to go?
Right. It's shocking to me because in one breath you hear people say um we need to preserve our hunting traditions, our outdoor traditions, and
Mhm.
then in another breath they say, but we don't need more people hunting because it's a limited resource, and they're not making more deer, and it's like, which one is it? Because
Yeah.
if we don't recruit anyone, it's like you said, if we don't recruit anyone and all the old heads pass away and die off, then we're left with nobody. Then nobody's hunting because no one was ever introduced to it, and all the people to teach it is now gone. So then it's just we're back to
It,
square one.
we're back to square one, and COVID was a scare. There was a shortage on meat.
Yep.
I can't eat commercially processed beef because depending on where it comes from, I'm allergic to how they process it or the packaging. I don't know. I got tested and I capped off the test. I'm like, we're not getting it down to the die number. Okay, we're done.
Right.
But I lived off of venison. That's if it wasn't for me learning how to hunt, I don't know what I would have done because I can't eat pork either. I'm allergic to it, and I have friends that are vegetarians. They don't eat meat, but when COVID happened and they were like, I don't necessarily want to eat it, but I need to feed my family. So we
Right.
here we have vegetarians or vegans or whatever you identify as. I don't know the correct terms, but they don't eat they don't eat animals, but their family does. And so they were learning how to, if this happens again, I need to be able to provide for my family. So it's everybody hunts their own, everybody has their own reason. Um, I don't think anyone should be telling any other person, you don't need to be learning how to hunt. There's only so much outdoors. Well, it's not yours.
Exactly. Yep. It's wild. COVID scared a lot of people, and
Mhm.
because no one was ready for it. Like, we weren't. But I got a lot of guys. I keep saying guys. A lot of people in my age group, they were like hitting me up, like, "Yo, I don't. What's this hunting thing about?" I'm like, "Also, you want to start hunting now?" And they're like, "Yeah." Like, I had like some of my closest friends were like, "I want to get into it because, like, what if we, pop up one day and there is no more meat at the grocery store? Like, how am I going to feed my family? And if I do, go out and harvest the animal, how do I do this and how do I do that?" So I mean, I was having, at the time it was this app called Clubhouse, and I had like 4 or 5
Oh,
friends who were
yeah.
all on Clubhouse, and I don't really like talking, like, this is before the podcast or anything, so I really wasn't big on just like giving these big old speeches and lectures about hunting and stuff. But I was like talking to 10, 15 people at a time, like, "Hey, this is what you do. Find your game fishing park, find out how to get a tag.
Mhm.
Go if you want to do archery, go find a local archery shop. They'll get you all set up." And a lot of my friends went out, got bows. Well, some of them didn't like bows, so they went the rifle route. It don't matter how you take it, as long as you take it.
Yeah.
And they're hunting now, and I'm and they love it. They like one of my buddies. He says his kids, they like venison, they like duck, they like rabbit more than chicken and beef they get out the store. It's like they just, I think it's because they know where it's coming from.
Yeah, like me, anytime I harvest something, I probably, I, well, it doesn't take me long to harvest anything, but I'm that person. I want to see, look and touch everything, smell it, see what it's been eating. And, for me, like when we go pheasant hunting, if the pheasant that I harvest, I open it up and I see that it's been living off soy for a while, then I know personally, okay, well, I'll eat this tonight, but we're going to have to freeze this and eat this next week because I can't eat soy consecutively because of
Right.
allergies. But that it puts me more in tune with what I'm digesting and I can eat hearty meals because I know what my animal ate.
Right. Hey, that's weird because I thought that I was the only one that did that, but it's good to hear that you do it too.
Yeah,
Because I was
no,
like,
especially if
same
I
here.
get my first big buck when I harvested him and I was processing him. He had this most amazing sagey smell, and I know some people there were like, "Oh, I don't like it if they taste sagey," and I'm thinking to myself, "Are you crazy? That's free marinade right there." And oh man, that for it was a that buck was tasty. I don't care what anybody says. I have people tell me, "Oh, well, bucks are usually the meat." I'm like, you just don't know how to cook it.
That's it.
You don't know how to you don't know how to thaw it out. You don't know how to drain it. You don't know how to cook it. Did you dig the gland out? And they're looking at me. I'm like, see, if you came to a wilderness class, you would
You
know
would
about
know.
digging this gland out.
Hey, last weekend, no, 2 weeks ago, my brother, he harvested a deer down in Arkansas, and I just so happened to be going home the day that, yeah, the night that he killed it. I was on my way home down in Texas, so we're at my mom's house and we're breaking it down, whatever, and getting it all set up and put in the grinder because all he wants is a burger. Like, I have this recipe for deer burgers, and it is amazing. And he's like, "All I want is I'll keep the back strap, but everything else ground up, make your burgers." I was like, "Cool." So I'm breaking the animal down, and my mom, she has no idea what we're doing. She's just kind of like, "Y'all making a mess of my kitchen." That's all she knew. And I was like, "Hey, come here." I was like, "The reason why you don't like deer meat is because people don't take this gland out." And I dig in and pop the gland out. And I said, "Smell that." And she smells. She goes, "Ooh, that's what it tastes like." I'm like, "Yeah."
Yep.
I said most people don't take the gland out,
Yep.
and we made a couple burgers up. I mean, I'm talking like we grinded the. I mix. I do 15 pounds of 15 pounds of brisket, and then I'll do it with my deer meat. So I just grind it all up. We made burgers, and she was like, "Oh my god, this tastes
It's
better than any
different.
burger I've ever had." And I'm like, "Yeah,
Yep.
it's fresh."
Yeah, when I was learning and we did our first clinic, we had a butcher come out and talk to us
Ooh,
about these things. So it was like all these little tips and tricks that just been great.
oh, it's amazing, and I love sharing recipes and learning different ways how to break it down, or I've even let a leg hang like sometimes, like, well, here in the wintertime it gets like, I would say, between 15-20 degrees in the winter, all winter. So I just let a leg hang in my garage, just let it hang, and I put this is a little like mic not mic a little micro biotic.
That cloth to
It's
keep
like
the
little
bacteria and stuff off of
exactly.
it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hung it up, and I let it hang for like, I say, like 2 months, and took it down and cut all the outside meat off, and it was so red, and uh, seared it up, and that was like, it tasted like oaky. It's like an oaky taste, but it was like really good, and I was like,
I wish I could
probably
try that.
I probably won't do it again because it takes forever, but
Yeah.
I just want to try something, and I think that's the one thing I love about the outdoors, and harvesting and hunting on your own game is you can. There's so many things you can do with wild game meat.
Oh yes. Except if you tell me if your recipe starts off with get a can of cream of, I'm done listening. Oh my god, the amount of recipes where I have, all you gotta do is put it in a slow cooker with some cream of, and I'm like, oh my, you crazy.
I don't want to cover up the meat like.
No, yeah.
But see, that's the thing when it comes to wild game. Like the majority of recipes, it's you're putting a bunch of you're marinating it for a long time, or you're putting a bunch of different sauces and all this on it to try to cover up
Hmm.
the meat. But you shouldn't have to cover it up. If you process your game right, it should be the cleanest taste of meat you ever had. And
Exactly.
I didn't do all this work to cover it up with ranch dressing or barbecue sauce and none of that. I want to taste the purity of the meat.
Exactly. That's where I'm at, and I just so happen to live with a cook, so I kill it and clean it. He cooks it up, and it is. Look, let me. My family at first were like, "Oh gosh, we not coming over your house to eat." Now I swear there's a hidden camera in here when we're in here cooking dinner. My mom shows up. She even has to-go containers in her car. And she doesn't even ask anymore. Turns up her, she'll eat stuff and then she'll be like, "Oh, that was good. What do we eat?" And I'm laughing. I'm like, "Mom, it was just store-bought chicken." And she's like, "Oh, like
Oh,
disappointed now." Or it's hilarious how it's gone from I could probably live off one deer a year, but when you have people that now want to come over for dinner, I need to start getting two or three a year.
yep, yep. I think I give more of my game away than I actually eat, and that's because I've run into so many people who've never tried it, and I'm like, well, I'll give you something to try, and I'll, like, if I give somebody a piece of backstrap, I'm like, look here, this is how you cook it. Follow this recipe right here. Don't deep fry it, even though it is good deep fried. Don't deep fry this backstrap. You're gonna reverse sear it, put it on the smoker. You know, use a little light marinade, and or I give them, any kind of, like, there's a couple recipes that I have, and they'll come back and be like, "Yo, I've never had deer meat that tastes like that before."
Yeah,
I'm like,
yeah.
"Well, that's how it's supposed to taste." And
We get more people coming over for dinner than they want to cook, so it's a treat when you come over here to eat. So
oh yeah.
when we give them something, it's usually leftovers that's already done.
So you guys, you said you guys had a tree saddle class, and you recently just got into it. So how are you liking it?
I am going to love it, and I love it now. Except it dawned on me when I got ready to go out one morning to hunt, because I got a special permit to hunt in some city areas, and I was thinking, huh, I have not climbed a tree in the dark. Probably shouldn't do that. So I've been playing with it in the evening, but after the season's over, till the season starts again, I already got the oh gosh, I forget what her title is, but out at the conservation areas and state parks, I know a couple of employees, they already put the word out that, hey, if you see somebody climbing trees when it's still dark at 6 and 5:30 in the morning, it's okay. So I'm gonna get some practice in because it's yeah, I went out there and I looked at this tree and I was like, huh, yeah, I'm probably not gonna do this. And then I was crazy. I was thinking, I wonder if there's a bobcat up there. It was imagination just going crazy at 4:30 in the morning. So I ended up sitting out just watching, seeing what was coming in. I was like, yeah, I'm not climbing this tree. And it was kind of wet too. So I've never climbed a tree in the dark and I haven't climbed one when it was wet. So
Oh, I haven't climbed in the dark yet because I'm definitely afraid of the dark. So I hardly ever go out at like 4:35 o'clock in the morning. Most time I'll go out when the sun come up and I'll take my chances on that. But but one day I got up in a tree and it was a clear sky. Like I didn't think to bring a raincoat because there was no forecast of rain. And all of a sudden clouds roll in and it starts raining, thunder, and lightning. And I'm thinking, it's probably not a good thing to be up here. And it was wet, I'm cold, and I just like shimmy my way down, got my lineman's rope, go down, and I just sit at the bottom of the tree, and it just rained and it rained and it rained for about probably 30, 45 minutes, and I'm soaked.
I think I would have went home after.
And I was like, no, I've already hiked in too far. I'm committed. So as soon as the
Okay.
rain stopped and the storm passed, I go back up and I get all latched in, and then it was like at as the rain stopped, it was like 55 degrees. And then when I tell you, like, as the minutes ticked, the temp just started dropping 55, 50, 45, 30, 35. I got no jacket and I'm soaked. And I'm up there just shivering.
Oh
And
yeah, no.
the moment that I was getting ready to get down, here comes this doe walking right towards me. And I'm like, oh, well, this is why I stayed. And I was full draw and I'm waiting for her just to walk out and then it hit me like I'm soaking wet. I'm gonna make the shot. She's gonna probably run. Then I gotta go find her. It's like 6:30 already. So by the time I get out, it's gonna be like 8. It's already like 38 degrees, and I'm free. Like I'm like, this is gonna be bad. So I just let her walk, and I was like, had I brought a rain jacket, I'd be dragging out some deer right now.
Yeah, that's something else that I just recently added to my list. I have no rain gear.
What?
None. None. No, because I've been hunting in blind. This is the first season that I've actually been spotting stalking. And I actually enjoy it more than sitting in the blind, except for if there's some precipitation or if it's super, super cold. But even I don't mind in the cold because I got cold gear. But I'm like, dang, if it's raining and I'm up here in this tree, I'm gonna be screwed. And then I was like, oh, I need to get some thin, cold weather, wind breaking, because everything, my winter gear is bulky. I'm like, I'm not climbing a tree in this bulk. I'm like, God, I gotta reevaluate my whole saddle life now.
Like so when I was climbing up during the early season, it was easy. I'm just toot toot toot, just quick.
Hmm.
But now that it's cold, I got these big puffy pants on, this puffy jacket, and
Boots.
boots, and it's kind of clunky.
Hmm.
So I don't know. I gotta switch up my cold gear, get
Yeah.
get something more lean and slick to
Yeah.
wear.
Yeah. And see, it'll be easier for you because you a man. I'm a thick chick. The women gear doesn't run in my size, and the men gear is it's the jackets. I mean, I can get away with the pants. The jackets are just not cut right. There's too much under here. So I hunt right now with a crossbow. I don't have the confidence with my compound bow because my friend told me I was being a cat, but she did not use that exact word.
Right, right.
So I'm using my crossbow, so I got to make sure it doesn't get caught up under here. Or when you get ready to move, it's like, oh, Hulk smash, and you can't. Like, yeah, I need the industry to. do a little bit better for me.
Well, there you go. Hey, you can start that. Start it.
You know, with the way life is set up right now, I don't got the time.
I'm gonna have to talk to my people. Like, hey, we need to start making clothes for thicker women in the
Yes.
outdoors.
Yes, because not all of us are athletic build. You can look at some of my friends on my timeline.
But it seems like in the outdoors, there's not a lot of variety when it comes to especially the clothes. There's not like a lot of variety. Like you get a lot of brands, but like when it
Yeah,
comes to like sizes, I think they think all hunters are slim people. Because even like with
they
me,
do.
a lot of my hunting pants, I have thick legs. I play football, I got big thighs, and it's hard for me to find pants that match my thighs, but I have a smaller waist. So
Yeah.
it's weird. So I normally get whatever size I need, and then I'll just take them to a tailor and then get them kind of fixed up.
And you shouldn't have to do that, especially if you're spending like 150 bucks, 200 bucks on a pair of pants. They need to fit. I
Yep.
shouldn't have to shell out an additional 60 bucks. Tailor, and
Right.
that's if you're in good with them. Sometimes that tailoring can cost a little more depending on the fabric and what you need.
Oh yeah. But uh I think they charge like 75, which is that's not bad. But also I don't buy expensive hunting clothes. I refuse to. Like I can't $300-400 on pants, $500 on pants.
Yeah,
I'm not doing it. I
I
can't.
got some faves. I got some summer and mid seasons. By a company named Italia that I love because they're high waisted. That's another thing I don't like. You know, like a majority of the women's pants, they're low waisted. Well, if I'm carrying, I don't want my side. If I'm sitting down, I don't need it digging in
Right.
my side or shuffling around. It's like I need it up high where I can get to it easily. And I'm like, did they really think about this when they started designing things? And I need functional pockets.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I keep more than chapstick in my pockets. I want to be able to things not fall out. So yeah, that's where I'm at. You know, there's some definitely good brands out there, but they're still not meeting all of our needs. Like, hey, if anybody's listening, can y'all design some winter and rain gear for saddle hunting ladies?
Mm. I think they need that for men too, because I there
Y'all got everything. We ain't
we
talking
don't got
about y'all. We ain't talking about y'all. Y'all got everything.
they do leave women out of a lot of stuff in the hunting world. It's like they women do wear this too.
Yeah. Yeah, there is like I did find out though there is one store local to me. If you buy your if us women buy the men clothes, they'll tailor them for us, so and for free.
Oh, nice.
And I'm like, why have y'all never advertised that? So I'm
Because they
gonna
don't
look
want a whole
into
bunch of
that.
people coming in.
You know what women will do when we shop? We spend money.
That is true.
We spend money. We not gonna piece it together. We'll come in and we'll drop a rack and get everything we need at one time if we got it.
Whew, I see. I can't do it.
Yeah, right. What's that? What's the one saying that's always been preached to me since I got started? Buy once, cry once.
Buy once, cry once.
There are some things where that's come in handy. Like I noticed when I first started, the pants I bought from Walmart only lasted 1 year.
One season to fit.
One season, the pants that cost $100 still got them.
Yep. I tried to it was like 3 years ago. I went on an elk hunt, and I told the story on the podcast before, but I went on an elk hunt and I needed some hiking boots. So I go to this store here. It's called Runnings, and they had this. I'm not gonna say the name of the brand because I don't want to bust them out. But I bought. They had these boots on sale for like $75. I'm like, that ain't bad. It's better than buying. You're spending 250 to 300 on some boots.
Right.
So I wear these boots. Warm around. To get them broke in for the hunt. The first day of the hunt, we're sidewalking on a mountain, and my left boot, boom, blows out my foot, just slides right out the side of the shoe.
Are you
So
serious?
dead serious. So now my feet are exposed to elements. We're walking through water. My feet are wet, cold. The next day, my right shoe, boom, the toe blows out. So now we had to leave the trailhead, go to Walmart. Like I'm duct taping these boots, and we're only 2 days into the hunt. So we was a 7 day hunt, and by the end of it, those shoes were. I mean, they were just talking to me.
Please tell me you got your money back.
No, I mean, we left the last day. We got in the truck, went to the gas station. I literally took them off my feet, threw them in a trash can, and put on some tennis shoes.
Let me tell you something. I'd have emailed them pictures, the receipt, a whole experience, and if they had not have done anything about that to reimburse me or compensate me for that, I'd have been using my social media platform.
Well, they just lost a customer for life.
Yeah, yeah. I got a pair of hiking boots I bought. I think I don't even know. I've worn them exactly 10 times for very light hikes. They're already talking on the side, so.
Ooh,
I've already sent an email claim warranty and I was like, y'all gonna replace these boots. I
yeah,
won't wear them to hike again, but I can wear them to work.
right. Hey, that's the one thing about a lot of the hunting brands, the companies. If you buy their product and it's faulty and you hit them up, 99%, I'll say I ain't say 99. I'm gonna say 70% of the time you actually gonna talk to a real person and
Yeah.
they gonna hook you up. They gonna take care of you.
Yeah, and they gonna and even if you outside of warranty, they gonna try to make it right some kind of way. Even
Oh
if
yeah,
it's giving you a 20% off coupon, it's better than nothing.
right. It's like my dad. He bought last time he came up here and hunted. He bought some boots, and they were like 180. And I was like, I mean, and my dad really don't spend money, so he must have really liked the boots to drop 180. And like I want to say 2 months after he bought them, they started cracking on the heel. I mean, on the toe. So he calls me. He goes, "Hey man, where I buy them boots from?" And I told him the name of the store. So he calls the store, tells them like, "Hey, look, I didn't had these boots, you know, like 2 months. They already cracking. I need to get compensated." Well, they was like, "Well, can you bring them in?" He goes, "I'm in Texas, and I'm not coming up there to just to return some boots." And they mailed him some new boots. He didn't even call the manufacturer. He called the store, and they sent him new boots.
That's great.
But my dad, he liked to finagle stuff. So them old boots, I mean the original ones he had, he just duct taped them up and put some what's that flick seal on it.
Yeah.
It was good to go.
Yeah. No, when it comes to shoes, I don't play about my shoes.
No, not at all. You get one pair of
Yeah.
feet.
Yeah, and if they on sale, I'm probably gonna get 2 pairs, so when these do wear out within a reasonable time frame and they comfortable, I got this backup pair and they got worry about be discontinued.
That's it. That is it. So earlier you said that you're using your crossbow because you're not confident in your compound. Why is that?
So I got my compound bow, before, archery season here last year, so I didn't have time to practice with it. I didn't get time to practice from January up until archery season started in Missouri this year because we were talking online. I mentioned my partner had a stroke, and so he's partially paralyzed and recovering from that. So there was just with physical therapy working, there was
Mhm.
just no time for me to ethically take that out hunting. I have discovered after my friends have called me several cowards and chumps and a few other entertaining choice words. I'm thinking about it too much. If I'm focusing on it, my groupings aren't where I want them to be.
Right.
But if I'm not thinking about it and we're having a competition, my groupings are great. So I got to figure it out. There's some things I discovered that I don't like as a new archery hunter. I don't like my sight. It
Oh,
freaking drives me nuts. I don't like the sight. It's just it's doing too much for me. I've had pins removed. I've had it adjusted, and then at from lifting.
Hmm.
a 250-pound man regularly, I got some arm strength now.
Right.
So I had to have my draw weight changed on increased on my bow. So I'm legal to hunt with it in both Kansas and Missouri. Kansas is the one that really has the draw weight limit. Missouri, not so much. But when I changed everything, it completely changed my setup when I changed my draw weight. And I know there's going to be some people saying, well, that's not possible. Yes, it is. I changed my release, which changed my draw weight, which changed my stance. Instead of, I didn't like that one that hangs from your wrist with
Yeah.
the finger trigger. It did too much. I like the thumb one. Well, the first time I had it adjusted, they forgot that I had the thumb one, so they didn't account for. They need to shorten it 2 inches. So I'm like way back here, and I'm like, but just things didn't feel right. So now I got to get reused to all this configuration, and now that it's tweaked, I'm like, I don't like this sight, and I don't like this sight.
So
I just
was it originally like a 4 or 5 pin or?
It was a 5 pin,
Yep,
so
too much going on.
it was, and so I took it down to 3. I don't like the 3, I really want 2, but I'm like, "Okay, well, huh." I'm not to that point where it's like, "Hey, if I tilt it this much, I know I can go out to 30 yards," and I want an adjustable one.
Yep.
Do I need it? No. Do I want it? Yes. Am I gonna get it? Yes. I don't care what you're using. Don't tell me I don't need it.
No, no, I'm gonna tell you. So like for me, I when I started, I had a 5 pin sight, and but that was all I knew. I didn't know about
Mhm.
single pins and nothing like that. So I just dealt with it, and but I kept noticing like I didn't my I could never get like really tight groups. I was just like kind of always over the place, and my shot wasn't consistent. So like once I worked on my form and getting my placement right and everything, then I said it's getting blurry. So if I'm like within 20 to 40 yards, I'm good. Anything over that, I start like I guess like target panic.
Mhm.
I'm looking at all the pins. So uh I end up meeting Scott, the guy that started Dowd Archery at the Total Archery Challenge, and he's telling me about the site and everything, and I immediately got one, and
It's on my list.
and
It's on.
it's that single pin. I mean it's look at that. I mean it's just slick.
Oh, so you just gonna throw it in my face, huh?
I mean
Oh, wait, 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 wait. What color? Turn that sideways. What color is that?
it's I don't know the official color. It's kind of like a green. I just know it matches the Under Armour camo layout. So
That matches my. It looks like it matches my bow too.
and the thing is, it's all everything is customizable with this. So you go to the website and you go to buy it. You customize everything down from the mag to the void, which is this is what this is called, the void, the little thing that turns your thing up and down.
Mhm.
Everything you customize everything. You want pink, blue, red. They get you pink, blue, red. It's
Yeah, me and two other friends are looking at them right now. It's like, all right, after SHOT Show, I might have to make some things happen.
are you going to Shot Show?
I am going to SHOT Show.
I think I'll be in Shot Show. It's in Vegas this year, right?
Yes, it is. Well, it's
Yep.
all unless they change it next year. It's always in Vegas.
Oh, I don't know. I've heard about it like after last year's show, so I was like, I didn't know where it was, and then I saw on the
Yeah.
website it's in Vegas. I'm like, oh, cool. So I'm going to Vegas.
Make sure you sign up for Range Day.
Range Day. What's Range Day?
Nobody told you about Range Day?
I, I, somebody just told me I need to go there, so I'm going. I don't know what
Okay.
I'm going. I don't know what I'm going to go do. I'm just going to be there and to talk to people.
Okay. So let me give you a couple of tidbits. I'll tell you. I'll send you the information about Range Day offline. But let me give you a couple of tidbits. Wear comfortable shoes. Take a backpack, even if it's one of those packable ones. Packable one would be good, but take a backpack. Um, take some business cards. Take a couple of notepads. Download the app on your phone. Map out all the vendors you want to see first. Make sure you check the lesser known vendors that are usually, I call it the bottom floor. Those are some good discovery companies down there. You'll run across some interesting products that may or may not be worth your while, but at least you'll know what's coming out on the market too. Go ahead and load your Starbucks gift card.
The what?
Your Starbucks gift card.
I don't drink Starbucks.
You ain't gotta drink coffee. You can get you a
No, I don't. No,
smoothie or
I drink. No,
something.
no, I drink coffee. I just don't like Starbucks.
I'm not that much of a fan of theirs either, but that's what's there
If
that's
it's all they got, then I'll
immediately
drink it.
available.
But
Yeah, but I can't remember if you can do mobile order. We had a system going, so if one person went and got a drink, they got everybody a drink, and so I can't remember if we were able to do mobile orders, but the line will be there, but it'll move fast. The YouTubers, the professional YouTubers will shut down some vendors so they can record their data. So if you see them there, just circle back around later.
well, I like to think I'm a professional.
No, no. When I say the professional
You talking about
ones,
the big people? I know you're talking about.
yes, the ones that get them free $10,000 firearms just to
Hmm.
go shoot out in their personal $500,000 range. Yeah, those guys.
We'll get there one day.
Yeah. I don't even need to get there. I just need y'all to donate some products to WildHErness so we can introduce y'all stuff to more ladies. How about that?
Hey,
Get some more
sounds
money in
good.
their pocket. Cause I'm gonna try before I buy it, kind of girl.
Uh, See, I'm the same way. Well, I want to try before I buy it, but I'm also gonna go look at it 5 or 6 times.
Same,
Yep. I'll
same.
go like when I bought my last bow. I think I went to the bow shop like 2 weeks straight, and went straight to the back, picked it up, looking at it, and he goes, "You gonna buy it today?" No, I'm just looking. And then I'd leave, and then I come back. You gonna buy it today? No, I'm just trying to decide what I want. And then like the last time I went to look at it, he was like, "Hey, about this? You've been in here like 2 weeks straight. I cut you a deal on it. So what we talking?" And he threw me a price. I said, "You got it." And
Yeah, I did that too. I tried out a couple, and I went in there when I finally committed. I went in there one day, and I was like, "Don't tell me what brand. Just put some on in my hand, and whichever one feels the most natural is what I'm gonna go with." And then I was like, "God dang, girl, you got this champagne taste and this beer budget."
so what do you have for what are you shooting us for your compound?
I got the Bowtech Amplify,
Ooh, okay.
and I like it because it's adjustable. So that was great. I'm probably gonna end up getting the second one because
You
I
gotta have
kind of like bow
gotta have two.
fishing. Well, I kind of like bow fishing, so I've been told you don't want to use your hunting bow for bow fishing. So I'm gonna get
Mhm.
a little cheapy one.
Yeah, it's just I go to like a pawn shop or go to an archery shop and like look at their
Hmm
consignment bows if they got them. Nice used bow for bow fishing.
I'm gonna check Facebook Market after Christmas sales. Wifey got me a new bow. Getting rid of this
Ah,
one.
I know most cats already got the new bows. Like was it November? Third week of November, all the companies drop bows, and I've seen guys that they bought last year's bow. They're selling last year's bow to buy this year's bow. I'm like, man, that bow not even broke in yet.
Right. Like I don't I'm not to a point. I mean, mine's is still new. It's barely a year old. I just need to get a couple of different accessories on it.
See, that's where I get in trouble because I buy if I buy one site, I buy three, and
I think
I'll
I only need one. I think I only need one.
but you got different. I got different sites for different things that I do.
Well,
I probably
I'm not
shouldn't do
judging.
that.
I'm not judging. Hey, I mean, so I got 5 or 6 different hunting bags, maybe more. We're gonna leave it at 5 or 6. Depends on what I'm doing.
I got a day. I
Yeah,
got a
yeah,
day pack. I got
right,
a 7 day pack. I got a 14
exactly.
day pack. Yeah.
The only thing I don't have is a pack out pack, and I'm working on it. But that's a mortgage payment bag right there.
Oh man, you go with the Numa Crestone.
The who?
The Numa Crestone. It's like $350.
That's still high, but I get it. How do you spell that?
Numa PNUMA. Numa.
Ah, okay. I'm gonna have to try that.
And they take shop pay, so you can pay in four.
You know what I wish? I wish Osprey would team up with some hunting back and had this old nasty baby pack out. That would be great because the ergonomics on their bags are so great. But they're not made for hunting. They're made for carrying clothes and cooking gear, not packing out 90 pounds of animal meat plus your clothes and cooking gear.
Yeah. Uh, look, my buddy wants to join the show today.
You have a dog down there?
Yeah, little Tejas. Oh, I say little, but he's my big guy.
I wish I could have a dog. Hopefully, in a few years, I can probably get into falconry. That may be the only safe animal we can have around here.
Wait, get into falconry.
I would love to get into falconry.
What's falconry?
You haven't heard of it? That's where
No.
you go and you go get you a falcon and you train it to hunt. Well, you don't train it to hunt. They already hunt, but you develop a relationship with it where you can send it out to hunt small games and it'll come back to you.
With the game,
Yeah.
and that's legal.
Yeah, you have to go. So it's a 2-year apprenticeship program, and you have to get a mentor, and you have to go pass a federal background check. Basically, you're giving the government open anytime to come into your home and inspect it. They come out if you get approved for apprenticeship program. You have to have like a certain habitat in your home or backyard or both. You have to go out and trap or catch one, band it, and then start training with it. And it's a 2-year process. You should definitely look that up.
I gotta check that out. So you have to go out and catch your own falcon, and
Part of your apprenticeship program is you have to make a trap to go out and catch one out in the wild.
wow, that sounds like something I would like to do.
Yeah, I know a gentleman, and I think maybe out your way that can talk to you more about it because he's a falconer.
S- So so because I know I've seen people with falcons. So you gotta put the little hat on them,
Yep.
and that's like that. They wear that all the time except when they're hunting.
Yes. Yep. It keeps them calm.
Okay,
Keeps
and I
them
can just
calm.
let him out my back door and go get a rabbit, and he'll come back.
Yeah, yeah, nah. And then depending on from what I understand, there's different levels, so you can't go out and like trap an eagle and think you can go hunt with an eagle. And I don't think you can do. You probably can do there. There's different levels of your permit. I don't know all the details. I just know enough where it's like, yeah, I'm not ready to start that yet. I need 2 years just to get to the 2-year point.
Right.
Because I'm gonna need to get a chicken coop, and I'm gonna need to get a chicken coop for in the house, and yeah,
See, I think that's pretty cool. Now, I know guys that race pigeons, and I think that is the coolest thing
I never heard of that.
going around. Yeah, they race pigeons.
I never
How
heard
they
of that.
do it, I don't know. I don't know. I've never seen one, but I've seen these guys on YouTube talk about racing pigeons, and it's like I guess they have beacons that they have to go to, and they race from point A to point B to
I
see.
see. I'm gonna have to Google that. You know what I would love is to have like back in medieval times when they used pigeons to send messages. Can you imagine
Carrier
taping a
pigeon.
note to your carrier pigeon to send to your homie? Yo, you want to go hunting next week?
And by the time you get it back, it's like it's time to go.
It's time to go. That would be kind of fun to do.
Hey, I thought at one time during COVID we might have to get to that. Like, if the grid and
Right.
everything crashed, we're gonna be sending pigeons.
Right, because the way my I'm in my house and my cell phone doesn't work if the Wi-Fi doesn't work. Like technology, you just gotta hate it to love it.
That's it. You can't live with it. Oh, you can't live without it. But I don't even know even what to say. You can't live with it. Can't live without it. I guess.
Right. Oh, I got a couple questions for you.
Oh yeah, shoot.
So on your saddle, what climate sticks do you use? I
I
don't think I've
use
asked you that.
the Hawks.
The Hawks, are you using is it the 30 or 21? The
uh,
short or long ones?
the 30.
The 30. See, I got those when I first got mine, and they were great until I realized they make lighter ones. Like I walked in 5 miles with them, and I realized I had to walk 5 miles back with them, and I was like, oh hell no! I was like, I'll keep these to leave them tied around the tree like permanent, a semi-permanent stand with my name. I'm like, I'm not carrying these damn things around like
Yeah,
this.
I got the Hawk Heliums, the 30 inch ones.
Okay. Yep, I got the what is it, XOPs? Yeah, I got the XOPs for an early birthday gift a few weeks back, and I definitely like the weight of those.
Have you ever tried to use the XOP saddle?
No, I didn't. I didn't.
I didn't like it. It's too much. It's too
It
much going
was
on.
it was too. So when I got their platform, it came with the harness, which I kept. But their saddle, I was like, I don't know about this mesh. I could see me snagging that on something.
Yep.
I was like, nah, I went with tether because I like the canvas. And it was on a sale at the archery store.
See, I went to the Iowa Do Classic last year, and I looked at XOPs. I was like, nope, don't like that. I went to Tethered, and I think I stayed at that booth for maybe like 2.5 hours, like talking to the guy, sitting in a couple of their saddles, swiveling around, like just trying it out and asking every question known to man. Then I went to the cruiser and I liked their saddle. And I think I hung out. I bounced around for like the entire day between those two booths, and then I left, came back the last day, and then bought the cruiser. But I like Taylor though. There's pretty dope too.
Yeah, it was kind of hard to pick, but that dollar sign picked it for me.
It's definitely an investment to get the getting in it.
Yeah. And I like the fact that they came in different sizes. Like I don't know if people don't realize that saddles do come in different sizes because the one I tried on for a friend that introduced me to it,
No go.
ooh, that was thong status. I was like, oh yeah, this is I
This
was
is
like,
not it.
this is not the one. And she was like, well, they make them in bigger sizes. I'm like, oh, okay. And I was like, oh, okay, they do make them for, non-model size.
It is definitely it's a different way to hunt, but I like it. I would never sleep in one. I hear guys say, "Oh, I sleep in my saddle." I
I
ain't never
slept in
slept in
mine.
it.
I slept
What?
in it. Yeah, I slept in it. Cause I was thinking like if I didn't want to climb down out the tree. Now I have the recliner strap.
Yeah, I got it too, but
I got
I'm
that.
see,
Man,
I
look.
have like night terror. So anytime I go to sleep, anytime I just, if I wake up and
Oh
ah,
yeah, see that's different for you. I just made sure that I was tethered and I had the what's the other one that you the descender
the lineman rope.
the lima rope. I had them both on at the same time when I went to sleep. I didn't want to take no chances. I think it took me about a good hour nap in it.
And that's when the big deer walk by
Uh,
when you're
it
down.
wasn't deer season, so
Oh, you just out there
yeah,
practicing.
I was just out there practicing. Like when I get something, a new piece of gear, I dogs it out. Like I'm dragging it through everything. If I'm bringing it out and using it, it ain't new no more.
Right?
It is definitely not new no more.
No, I know a lot of guys. They'll buy something like a new jacket or pants or whatever, and they baby it like it's an outfit. I get new hunting pants. I'm dogging it out. I'm putting that
Yeah,
warranty to the test.
exactly. Within them first 30 days, so in case there's some
Yeah,
issues, like I do when I go try stuff on, is prison pose. Act
yep,
like I'm
absolutely.
climbing stuff. We squatting, every duck walking, all that.
Oh, I got a pair of Numa pants, and I've I've done spotting and stock. They've been up and down mountains. I mean, I've dogged them pants out, and they still look brand new. The knees a little wore out from the knee pads and scraping on the ground, but those some darn good pants.
Right. Let's see, the last my very good pair of pants. I think I had some hang time on the back of a truck. I went to jump down and my button got caught in that little square on the back of the truck, and I was just kind of like hanging there for 10 minutes, like, ah, this button is strong on these pants. I had to take a picture and send them to my friends. Like, look how strong this button is. She's like, you are literally. I'm like, hey, at least we know.
At least we
I,
know, just in
yeah,
case.
just in case you get hung up on the fence or something, they're not gonna just rip your pants off.
Oh man, Sharenda, I've really been enjoying this conversation we've been having so far. But I got a couple more questions for you before we get up out of here.
Alrighty.
Oh yeah, so you hunt. You're co-founder of a nonprofit organization. How do you balance work, hunting, and all your duties?
Well, when hunting season starts, nobody calls me. they they already know. For me, it is a lot more easier to find balance because I don't have children. So I don't have any additional little people to take care of. However, I did mention that my partner is recovering from stroke paralysis, so he can I can leave him at home for a weekend and have people come by and check on him, and he can take care of himself and kind of shuffle around, so that helps. I got a pretty strict schedule. It's work, it's take care of things at home because I'm predominantly taking care of keeping the house clean and organized. Scout for a little bit while it's daylight, come home, take a nap, get up, go to work. Because it's the end of the season, I have mandatory overtime. I don't know how I'm doing this. Probably living off of Hagen coffee. I don't know. But if it wasn't for fourth quarter, the balance is actually easier. The the girls and I have a network. So one lady and I are hunting the same 3,000 acres.
Oh wow.
We are scouting it at different times, different areas. We're sharing pins with each other. I mean, I'm not doing it all on my own. I actually have a group of friends, and we're talking about 3,000 acres. That's a lot to try to scout by yourself. Um, we have people on standby. Like if I was to, get a deer and it's dark and I don't want to spend an hour in the dark doing it, I got 7 women I can text and be like, hey, can y'all meet me here and help me do a grid search for this deer if I can't find it? I have help. I'm actually not balancing it alone. It's just easier for me because I don't have children and soccer games and
Right.
it's the little people that seem to take up all of our time with their busy schedules and lives. I feel bad for some of my friends sometimes. Like, gosh, when do you get to hunt? Your child's got all these tournaments to go
You
to.
got so you got to take them with you.
Right. And their kids are at that age where they're starting to come out with us too. So that helps the kids. The kids are actually great spotters. You get them some binos and express the
I,
importance of being quiet. Look,
they,
they'll be like, and I'm like, oh, there is one over there, and then they'll tell you it's too far out. Let's give it a little bit, and then you're trying not to laugh. Like they're absolutely right because we went out there and we pinned that mark so that we do little things for them too, so they can see if it's there, it's 50. If it's there, it's 100. So we're breaking them in a little bit early, but just deer deer season is just the hardest season for me because when the days are shorter,
yeah.
my getting out there is shorter.
Yeah, it kills me because normally, like early season, I get off work at 4:30, and then I got all day. Boom, 4:30, and I'll hunt till 7:30, 8 o'clock, and then boom, fall hits, and the season gets daylight shorter. So I get off at
Yeah.
4:30. It's already dark, so now I got to cut my hunting just to the weekends.
Yeah, that's where I'm at right now, and I'm like, dang it. If our my original job hadn't outsourced me, I was there for 21 years. I had sabbatical vacation time. We're talking about 3 months Whereas my job I'm at now, I got 3 weeks. I'm like, God dang it, there ain't enough god dang on vacation days to go hunting.
Nope.
We need to talk about that. We maybe need to write that in to Congress and be like, hey, you need to make these companies for people that hold hunting cards or tags to be able to flex some days to go hunting or something.
Right. See, I got kind of like a little plan. So the company I work for, if you have a baby, after once your baby is born, you get 17 weeks off. I think you said 17 weeks.
For the men too.
Man, too. Yep. So what I my plan is, I need to schedule, you know,
Schedule giving birth.
get try to schedule or just I don't need to schedule a specific day. It's a specific time of the year. Like
Right.
you had his baby around September, so so I get September. I'll have September, October, November off. I'm good.
Okay, so whomever is birthing this child for you is going to understand that you're not going to be there from 3 o'clock in the morning until the afternoon.
Yeah.
But then you have parental duties after
I them 3 months,
the three.
and then after that, I'm good. We can we can. I'll be there after the season ends, or I get tagged out. I'm all yours.
That I need to get a muzzle loader too, because I'm like, look, if I can get every discipline and tag out sooner, I can just coast the rest of the season and
That's
have
it.
fun.
That's it. I
Let
told
me
my my
see if I
my,
can.
my buddy goes or my coworker. He was like, man, he goes, I can see you having all your kids around like September. All you have September birthdays. just
Be
just start
like,
timing it right.
how did your parents plan that? Farmer's Almanac.
Yep. Exactly. Exactly. So what are the future plans for WildHERness?
We are expanding instead of having one annual women's weekend event to now two. We'll be having one in Oklahoma and our home base in Missouri. We are expanding out to California to do some events, New York, Wisconsin, no, Colorado, and I think Wisconsin, so a couple more states. And then we're probably going to be expanding out to Arkansas.
Arkansas.
Arkansas, so we're slowly getting there. We're just making more connections and tricking more ladies into mentoring and teaching and sharing their skills.
Right. So do are you guys trying to like have like different chapters, or just you like, the whole organization just moves from one place to the next?
The whole organization just moves from one place to the next. We're based in Kansas City metro area, so we literally sit right on the border of Kansas and Missouri. Two of us are in Kansas, two of us are in Missouri, and we have coordinators. So we're growing in um, people that we have to teach and coordinate and schedule events. So we now have, I want to say, 8 coordinators and still growing, and our board has grown. We're working on getting grants so we can get more equipment and gear to have on hand. Um, that seems to be something that sometimes we can run into a brick wall with. It's like we want to do certain events and we just don't have the equipment. And since we're not for profit, we just can't. We don't have the funds to just go out and drop a couple $1,000s on things all the
Right.
time. So
So you guys do just like do like a lot of fundraisers and take donations and hold like different events like that.
we do events. Any funds that are collected from events, we usually break even, or what profit we have goes towards the next event. Um, we do have a few fundraisers. I think we have a total of 3 raffles that are going on right now. This will be the first time we've done several raffles to raise money. We're working on grants, and then we shockingly have got a lot of donations, whether known or anonymous, which has actually been great. Like if we're during our women's weekend camp, we've actually had a couple of people that paid. anonymously or knowingly $200 to sponsor some other woman to attend that couldn't. So that was very touching. So that's what we're pretty much working on, and then we'll reach out to companies and see if they want to donate gear to kind of offset the cost.
Yeah.
So that helps out a lot.
Oh, nice. Well, if there's anything I can do to help, let me know because I would definitely love to, you know, help you guys out any way that I can.
Well, great. We might be reaching out to you and be like, "Hey, who can we chat with to come on out there and hunt in South Dakota and do a out of state real pheasant hunting, not
Hey,
this.
like, let's do it. Let's get it
Let's
going.
let's get it going."
let's, let's get it going. Let's get it going. Even though I'm not a big fan of pheasant hunting, if you guys come out here, I'll I'll be out there and we'll be shooting birds together. I'm a pretty good
Hey,
shot too.
well, good. And even if you don't want to walk the wild, you can chill out at the car and wait for us to come back.
Oh yeah.
Well, it was good chatting with you,
Oh
and
yeah.
I think I'm gonna go ahead and reconfigure this darn
Oh, I got one
website.
more question for you before we get out of here.
Okay.
So right now today, someone calls you and they say, Sharenda, you can go anywhere in the world and hunt any animal. Where you going and what you hunting? All expenses paid.
I want to go hunt one of those. What is that turkey that looks like a peacock? I can't think of the name of it right now. Down in South America,
A peacock turkey.
there's a turkey that looks like a peacock. Hold on. All expenses paid. South American turkey. I can't find the name. Hold on, maybe I did.
The
Oscillated
Oscillated,
turkey.
the oscillated turkey. I just found it.
Oscillated turkey. I would love to hunt one of those in South America, and I would not mind doing a safari hunt in Africa. I just don't know what I would want to hunt yet.
Surprisingly, there are some pretty like good outfitters out there that have really good deals. Like I met a guy at the Iowa Deer Classic last year, and for $5,000, you can get a zebra, a impala, a wildebeest, a warthog, and something else. I can't remember what the fifth animal was. But for 5 grand, that's not bad. I mean,
No, it's not.
you can't bring the meat back, but you can eat it while you're there.
Yeah, hey, I would tell you try it out, but yeah, that turkey, I wouldn't mind having that turkey.
I've never even heard of that, and that's pretty.
It's a beautiful turkey. Yeah, yep. I would definitely that would definitely be on my list. I want to go on a gator hunt, but I don't need to go anywhere outside of Florida for that.
I mean, I think you go to Louisiana down in the bayou.
I might not hunt if I go down Louisiana. I'll probably be going around eating every dang on where.
That's my problem. Food is my weakness. So I
Yeah.
go to Louisiana, I'm eating the etouffee, the gumbo, the crawfish, po' boy.
Yes, and I don't want to go to no restaurant. I need to go to somebody's grandmammy house.
You got to find a hole in the walls. That's what you got to go.
Right. Right.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
no. Yeah, I gotta think about that. Outside of that turkey, I need to think about is there something else I want to hunt. I definitely want to go get an elk one day. I gotta get elk ready.
That's what I'm doing right now. I've already started it. Started getting in shape for elk season next year.
Yeah, I'm like, well, if I cut back on these snacks, that's half the battle.
I got them all out of my house because if they hear, I'm gonna eat them.
Yeah, yep,
And
yep.
it doesn't help that one of my best friends he owns a cookie shop. So anytime I go see him, he load me up on cookies.
Yeah, you might have to tell him to cut you off.
Yeah, I was like, you can't, don't be my pusher, man.
Right? Facts.
Right? Hey, so Brandon, before we get out of here, let the people know where they can find you on all the social media platforms.
So WildHErness is on Instagram as underscore WildHER. That's WildHErness underscore. We're also at wildherness.org. That's our website. And we're also on Facebook. My account, which has my coffee adventures and personal adventures and some of the things that I do in wilderness on Instagram, is Pink Shears. It's one word, Pinkshears. And then on Facebook, I'm on there under my government name, Sharenda Birts. And um, if you just type Sharenda, it'll pop right up. My Facebook page is private, but I do post a lot of public stuff on there, so it's not like it'll be empty. If anything, you'll be thinking, God dang, that girl drink too much damn coffee.
They get that coffee sponsorship.
Look, right. And as much as I drink it, people are always like, "You drink too much coffee." I'm like, "Well, it could be worse. I could be sniffing lines, so take your
Sipping
pick."
lines.
Right.
It's in South Dakota. We had I don't know if you saw this on the news a couple years ago, but our governor thought it'd be a good idea. We had a meth campaign, and it was called Meth. We're on it. So they had like going around to like schools, and there'd be like a kid in the classroom, and he look at the camera like meth. I'm on it. Hey, look it up on YouTube. It's still it was the
I'm about
worst.
to.
It was the worst campaign ever. It's But it was like it had farmers, working on cows, and then he looked at the camera, meth. I'm on it.
Uh-uh.
It was so bad, but hey, it made South Dakota it put South Dakota on the map for a couple weeks.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to Google that and send that to all my friends. Hey, we should do one turkey hunt myth. I'm on it now, or pheasant hunt myth. I'm on it.
Oh man, I know we getting out of here, and this probably gonna be a next topic for another show, but I know I saw a picture and you had a group of women. It was like outdoorsy black women. We didn't get to talk about it, but next time I would love to chat about that.
Bet next time it is.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Well, you have a good evening. Thanks for having me on and
uh,
picking your brain. And you didn't have to throw that site up for me though. You just triggered a whole new
it's
obsessive
all,
compulsive thing. Just
it's all good. So, you have any last word for the people?
Other than please drop by, take a look at our account, see what we're doing, see what our outreach is. If anybody has any skills or resources they would like to offer or share with us, please do. We are always looking to expand the educational opportunities that we provide to women, and we're trying to bring our organization to other states. So please reach out to us. If you have any questions or would like to join us at any of our events, you can reach out to me directly or on any of our social media platforms.
And there you have it, guys. And with all that being said, this has been another exciting episode of the Dreaded Archer Podcast. I'm your host, Trey, and we are out.